Hi everyone, welcome back to my craft room. If you're new to my craft room, then welcome. Today I am working on some of these wreath rails. I love these. I did some for Valentine's Day. I absolutely love them. They're just so cute when they're finished. So this one I'm going to paint, of course I'm going to paint the truck red. And I may add a little brown to it because I don't want it to look Christmas red. And then we have our shamrock here. I got a bunch of different greens here. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use yet. And it doesn't matter what paint you use. I have some chalk paint. I have some acrylic paint. We're just going to mix and match for these guys here to get these done. And then I have this cute little, little gnome guy here with holding his little shamrocks. And he has a real small one. So on this one, I think I'm going to use some of this boxwood that I got at Walmart to put on the bottom of this one and decorate it up. I have to dig around while this paint's drying here later on and find some more of my St. Patrick's Day stuff. I don't have a lot of decorations to do this up with, but I do have some of this stuff here that I got at Dollar Tree. What do they call this stuff? Mesh tube. They have this really pretty color. I love that. So I figured that'll look pretty on there. Make some bows or something out of that. I did make a bow here somewhere and they look really cute. Just these little sparkly looking little bows. I have some mesh here that I'm going to use on the one with the truck. And then I don't know what else all I'm going to put on here. But first we got to get these painted up. That's the first thing you got to do. And like I always say, if you want to use these outside, I would definitely buy two and get some of the super glue, wood glue, and glue them together to make them a little sturdier because they're a little bit flimsy, but these are fine if you're just going to use them inside. So that's what we're going to do here. We're just going to do the one. I need to get a pad here too so I don't mess up my table here. So let's see, I'll start with this truck here. I'm not going to make you guys watch me paint these whole thing because you guys all know how to paint. I think I'm going to use this Spanish moss for the wreath rail. I may use it on the shamrock. I'm not sure. I might mix a couple of these colors for the shamrock. I don't know yet. I'm just all over the place with these things. The same with this one too. The wreath rail I'm going to paint with this home decor chalk paint. It's just called Spanish Moss. I love that color. It's not like a real bright green or dark green. It's just right. But anyway, I'll show you what that color looks like. Let me grab this little guy here first. I'm going to paint these up off camera. I'll just show you what I'm doing. I'm just going to use my Dollar Tree paint brushes here. I got all different sizes back here in my little container for whatever I want to do here. I don't know what color I want his beard either. I don't know if I want it white or if I want it to be like a brownish color. I don't know. I got to find something for his nose too. No, that's too dark. Let's see. What's this? This is Warm Buff. We might use that for his nose. All right, anyhow, let me grab some of this Spanish moss. I'll show you how pretty this color is. It's just a really nice, really nice green. That's very pretty. I love that. I think I'm just going to have to do one coat because you're not going to see that much of this wreath rail anyway once you put all your stuff on it. But I do like to, get them all painted up nice just in case you can see through it a little bit so you won't even really notice it so much. But that's what color I'm going to do the whole wreath rail. And you can do the backs too if you want. I probably will on this little guy too. Depending on where you're hanging it. If you don't want to do the back, well, you don't have to. Most of the time, I don't. And I don't know. We'll see. I know. I can't make up my mind. But, because mine usually hang up against the wall, so it doesn't matter. But if you were making this for somebody or you wanted to, like, do these up for, like, a craft show or something, you definitely want to do the back. So, that's just the color we're painting this here. I don't want to get too close because his little feet are going to be right here. So we're gonna just make a line across there so we can paint his little shoes on. And once you put your stuff on here, you're probably not even going to see the bottom of the shoes here, so if it isn't perfect, it'll be fine. But I'll probably just make his little shoes black. But I just want to finish this one spot up here. Once I got it going here, I don't want to stop. Alright, so we're just going to finish this up. Just this side. And then I figured I'd get these guys all painted up, and then I gotta go find some more little things to decorate. I don't know if I have any more. I thought I had a lot of, you know, things left over from last year, but apparently not. I did find some stickers and things, but that's not going to work for this project. All right, so that will be the color of the wreath rail on this one. And I think I'm going to do the same color on the one with the truck. And like I said, I'm just going to mess around here with some of these colors and see what I come up with. And then after I get this all painted up, I'll show you, tell you what I used, and then we can get started decorating these. All right, I got these little guys all painted up here. This is what I did with this guy. Like I said, use whatever colors you want. I did some of these dots on here. I'll show you how I did these on the bigger one there. I didn't finish. I figured I'd leave some and show you guys. I painted the back just a little bit here, nothing fancy. I'm never going to see the back of it. But anyway, I added a little white highlight on his nose there. I thought that brought it out a little bit better. And then I just painted his little hands and things. And I just took a brush, like a pretty dry brush, and I just dipped it in a little bit of gray paint. And then I just did, you know, like a few little swooshes here and there in his beard to, you know, just kind of make it stand out a little bit more. And then I'm going to add this pom-pom. They had these really pretty, these are called plum pom-poms at Dollar Tree. These colors I thought were real pretty. So I took one of the green ones out. It was, whoops, a little bit too round and fluffy, so I actually just took scissors and trimmed off the bottom so it was a little flatter. I'm going to add that to the top of his hat because it just seems like his little hat needs something. So we're just going to take some hot glue and we're just going to glue that right up there on the top of his hat. So I think that makes him look cute. It's got a little bit of silvery glitter to it. There we go. But yeah, I thought that was cute. Now for the one with the truck here, let me set him aside here a second. Same thing at the back of this one, I just painted all green. Like I said, you're not going to see it anyway. I'm not anyway. But these are still drying a little bit, these little dots I made. But I just took a little bit of this Tim Holtz Distressing ink and just on a dry brush, just tapped it in there and just kind of went around here with that Distressing ink and just, you know, added a little detail to the fenders and stuff. I painted the headlights and the bumpers gray. Nothing too fancy here at all. But for the little dots, all I did was take one of these little embossing tools. I get this at Dollar Tree. It has the bigger ball on one side and then the smaller one. I used the smaller side for the little gnome guy there, but this is much bigger shamrock, so I just took some white paint and I just dipped it in here and I went around, and now all the way around I just dotted it. Now I'm just going to go in between them a little bit and just add another extra little dot in between. Nothing to it, but it just adds, it just brightens everything up. It just, I don't know, just makes it pop a little more. So that, whoops, that is all I did to make those little dots all the way around. I think it makes it look cute. All right, now what do I do with my paper towel? Here it is. I just take my little tool here, wipe that off, and done. So let me set that, let me cover that up so I can put that away later. All right, so I'm going to set this guy aside so he can dry. And then we're going to start decorating this little guy. Now for this one, I'm not going to use the mesh. The last ones I did all with the mesh. This one, the bigger one, I'm going to do with the mesh with the truck. But I want to use some of these boxwoods on this little guy here. And I thought these would be cute, so I'm just going to kind of set these on here where I want them. I'm going to glue them down a little bit. I'm also going to add some floral wire to hold it in place, but I figured a little hot glue will help me out here to do this, just to hold it where I want it. I'll add a little under this guy here too. Oops. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of this floral wire here just to make sure it doesn't come loose. And I'm just going to add it to the stem here. Put it through the rail and then just twist it around here in the back. That way I don't have to worry about it falling off, because you know sometimes the hot glue, especially if you put them outside, sometimes they don't want to stay too good. Alright, let me just clip that off. Whoops, wrong way. But that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to anchor them down to hold our boxwood on like that. And then you can mess with these and fluff them up, whatever. So Yeah, I get these from Walmart. These are really nice. I love the boxwoods. So here's another nice big one. Maybe I'll put that one up on this side. Maybe I'll start this way. That way I know I get it kind of even here. So I'm just going to, whoops, glue it down. Maybe I'll put a little more glue down here. You guys hear that screaming in the background? That's little P. My husband's out there with him, so I don't know what they're doing. But he's not happy right this second. Alright, so then I'm going to add one down here. Don't need a lot on these because this one's really small, so I figured this would be a great one to do the boxwoods on. You really don't need much to cover this up. And you don't have to cover it up completely, the rail. Alright, I'm going to wire that down there now that I got those two. And I just don't have a lot of decoration. Actually, I had no decorations. This is why I started this video actually last week. And then I went down in my garage to dig out all my St. Patrick's Day decorations, and I don't know what happened to them. I had none. I can't find them. I think they may have gotten... We've been trying to declutter things, and I think they may have gotten in with some of the things that went out, of course. So I had to go to Dollar Tree and pick up a few things so I could finish these little guys. I was so upset. I searched high and low down there, and they're just not there. I thought maybe they were in a different box, because I don't usually have a lot of St. Patrick's decorations, but nope, they weren't in any of my boxes down there. But anyway, see how cute that looks on there. Alright, we need a little bit more on here yet. So I'm going to get one going down this way. I may actually have to go get another piece of this. I thought maybe one would do it, but I don't think that's going to be quite enough. So let's see, we're going to glue that one down here. Oh, there's a big glop of glue in there. There we go. And you can mess around with these and kind of twist them and they open up a little bit better. Alright. Yeah, because I think I want to get some, actually I might just cut this off just to fill in here. Maybe I'll have that one go up this way, and then I'll get another one on the top to go the opposite way. Alright, let me grab, I have them right here, so. Alright. Yeah, I just went and bought a whole bunch more of these. These were actually, I forget what they were now, $1 something. They weren't that expensive. Just need a smaller piece. Here we go. But I thought maybe one would do it, but not quite enough. Alright, so then we'll make that one go down that way, and that'll pretty much fill that in. And we're going to add some decorations to it, so where there's any little, like, bear-looking spot. That's a little bear right there. I wonder if I can take a piece. Let's see. Yeah, that'll work. Alright, so we're going to glue that one down. And then I'm going to put another wire around all these when I get done here. So that one will go that way. This one needs to go this way. I'm just kind of crisscrossing them here at the bottom just to fill in. And then I could just take myself a nice wire and put in there. But this one little spot here looked very bare, so I'm just going to hot glue this little guy down here to fill in that spot. Get in there. There we go. Alright, let me grab some wire here so I can secure that down. All of these pretties here. Hopefully I can get around each and every one of those that I just put there. Yep, not too bad. There we go. I think I got them all. If not, I'll go back with another wire, but yep, that anchored it down real good. Okay. Just want to get all my ends hooked down nice so they don't come falling off on me. There, so far I only used like 3 little wires on here. Alright, so now we're going to fill it in with some carnations. like I said, I just don't have a lot to decorate these with. So I thought maybe a couple of these little carnations here and there. I'm going to clip this back piece off. You know, these little bunches they have, they actually have the little coins and things on them. I'm not too crazy about the glittery coins, but these little carnations are pretty. So we're just going to hot glue this on here, right in that spot there, where it looked a little bare. And then we're going to take another one here, trim that piece off the back, and glue that one up towards the top. There we go. So that fills in. Come here. Make sure I got it kind of even here. One over here, one over here. Yeah, these are small, so there's not a lot of space to work with here. So then I took some of this tubing here. What are they calling this? Just mesh tube. I have some here in this gold color, and then I have some here in this pretty green. And I just literally just made a bow, and they just really pretty in these little wreaths. I just tied, like, you know, just a little regular bow, and then trimmed it off. Give it a good tug there. We're going to glue it so it won't come loose. And there you go. And I just thought these would look real cute in here. But I don't want a lot on this. I might put a couple of the little coins in here or something, but I'm thinking this is going to be plenty on this little guy. Sometimes less is better. So that's kind of a big bow. I don't know if I want that one there. I actually might want it to go the other way, so I'm going to take that one off and put this one down here. Changing my mind. Always changing my mind. Yeah, I like that there, because then I can add one of these little coins. I know I had at least 2 bags of these put away somewhere, and I cannot find them. But I'm going to take a couple of them little coins, hook them down here with the bow. I think that'll look cute. Yeah, come on now. There we go. I want to hook with the bow. There's a little bow with a coin. And I just think I'm going to put another one up here. Like I said, I don't want a lot. I don't know if I want a bigger bow or a smaller bow. I think that one will look nice, this bigger bow. Oops, need some more glue. Just put him up here with another little coin. And if you want to add more, you could do that too. I don't think I want any more on this little guy though. Alright, let's let that glue cool off here. Let me hold him here for a second so he doesn't move on me again. Get some of these webs out of here while we're waiting. But I really think that's all I am going to do with this little wreath rail. Like I said, I just don't have the decorations I thought I had. So sad. They'll probably turn up one day. It'll be some place where I just don't even know how they got there. But that is all I'm going to do on this little guy. And then hopefully my other thing here is dry. So let me clean this stuff up, because the other one we're going to use a little bit of mesh on that one. But since this one was so small, I figured this would be perfect to use a little bit of the boxwood on. Alright, so let me clean this up. We'll come back and decorate up the truck. Alright, for this we're going to need a couple rolls of mesh. These are both from Dollar Tree. I'm trying to use up this mesh because it's not my favorite. But we're going to use this green and gold color, and then they have these really pretty like green with the white flecks in them or dots, whatever it is in there. It's like almost like a styrofoam. But you're going to lay both your rolls out together, and then we're going to take the ends and match them up together just to get this started here. And you're going to need some pipe cleaners. These are the regular long pipe cleaners. I just cut them in half, and then we're going to hook this on the bottom of this one, like so. Give it a couple good twists, and then we're going to anchor this one down here, right at the beginning of this wreath rail, right in the center rail. Tuck this stuff down in there. It'll stay down there. Once you start getting the rest of your mesh on here, it'll all stay. But you want to make sure you get it right down to the edge there. And you can trim that off later. Alright, so I'm going to measure these. I believe I decided on 7 inches. So with them together, I'm going to lay my little ruler here because I can't do it on the table. So I'm going to put that right at the 7. And then you're just going to pinch it right there. We're going to add a pipe cleaner. Give that a good little twist. And then we're going to push that way up there. And then just stick our pipe cleaners through, and there you go. If you want, you can put your pipe cleaners on the bottom and then do it that way, you know, have them facing up, but this is just the way I always do it. And then after we get them all done, we're going to alternate opening these up, so, you know, you have the light on the top, green, you know, how that goes. So I'm hoping I can do this with one roll of each of these. Alright, so then I'm going to go back to where I tied that one down on my 7. Just to measure it a little bit here. And then you're just going to squeeze it, wrap your pipe cleaner around there at your 7-inch mark, and then you're going to tie it down. You don't want to make these too tight because you may need to adjust them a little bit if you don't have them in exact right spot. So you don't want to make them too tight on here, just kind of so you could still slide it if you need to. So there you go, that's all we're going to do. Just measure 7 inches and keep on. Oops. Oh, this mesh does not want to cooperate. Alright, so that's just as easy as that is. That's all we're going to do. So I'll finish doing these off camera because it's going to take me a little bit to get all these on here, but like I said, just put them down here. I'll tell you how many loops I ended up doing and everything, but it's just going to be pretty much the same thing over and over again here until I fill this little guy up. So once I get the rest of my loops made, I'll come back, tell you how many we did, and then we can start adding our decorations. Alright, it took me 12 of these loops. I was determined to make this with just one of each color of this mesh. So when I got down to the end of it, that was it. So I used 12, and we're going to make this work because I think that is going to be plenty. Now I started opening some of these up already because that takes a little bit. So you're just going to alternate how you pull these apart. Like this one I have the bright colored green at the top and the darker at the bottom. So this one I'm going to pull the dark at the top, and you kind of got to figure out which way these want to open up. That's pretty good there. And then pull that one down towards the bottom and fluff that one open. And then on this one we're just going to, let's see how we're going to get this out of here. There we go. You're just going to pull your light color towards the top. I think I have this one twisted. Hang on. I do. So I want the green at the bottom. Maybe I can just tuck this one under here. Nope, it's twisted. It's got to go over top. Alright, there we go. Sometimes they get twisted up there. I don't even know how that happened. But anyway, we'll put the light green on the top of this one. Fluff that open. Then open up this loop. It's so much easier, and there's less fraying with this especially with this Dollar Tree mesh. If you do this like loop kind of, or bubble, whatever you want to call. I used to call them bubble wreaths, I think. But all right, now this last one here, I'm going to pull the light color down and the dark one up. So there you go. And then you can adjust them if they're not quite where you want them. And I just ended it the same way I started it here and just tied that down. And yeah, so that was all it took. You're only going to need like 6, no, you probably need 8 pipe cleaners, and then you cut them in half, and then just to attach your pretty stuff on there. And it's just, I don't know, it's so much simpler than trying to roll that with this, you know, Dollar Tree mesh anyway. But I have so much of it, I got to use it up, so I didn't want to go out and buy any other mesh. Alright, so there we go. We'll work with what we have, right? So let's see, how are we going to... I have some of these really cute little things. Did you just see these little kits they have at Dollar Tree to make these little guys? How cute are they? I kind of want to add him on here. I'm thinking he might look cute right here in the center of this wreath down here on the bottom. I want to do something with them. They had all these different cute little kits. Do I have one here? Oh yeah, they're just like, this is a different one. This one makes these kind of gnomes. But they're these kind of little kits that they have. And here they are. That's just like the little hat here. That's the little gnome kit. They're really cute. And they're just all little felt things. Got a rainbow in this one. And I don't know where the other one is that I made this guy from. But this was just another kit. You just glue all these little pieces together. And they're really cute when they're together. So I thought he would be cute. I just got to figure out how. I may have to glue a pipe cleaner on the back of him to put that on there. I think that's what I'm going to do. Because otherwise I don't know how I'm going to get him to stay nice. So let's grab a green pipe cleaner here. Or gold, it doesn't matter. I'm going to need a longer one to go through here. So I'm just going to glue this on the back of this little felt thing I made here. And let that sit for a second until that glue cools on it. I'm just going to put a bunch of it right on the back here just to hold it down. Alright, let me set that aside. Once that cools off, we can stick him right here in the middle. But I think I'm going to add a couple more of these little flowers. Let's see where I stuck them here. So I moved everything out of my way, now I can't find anything. Might want to use some of that too, I don't know. Here we go. I definitely want, like maybe just on the ends here, we'll stick a little carnation. Let's just set them here for now to see what we think. Fuzzy. Some of these are really squished. Alright. So we're just going to stick one of them down there. We want that. Well, I'm going to use this guy just here for measurement purposes. He's cute too. I could have added him. Or I could have added them both. But, no. We're just going to add that one little guy there. But I think I'll make a couple more bows. Maybe I'll tie two of these. Hang on, let me rip this open. Two of these colors together, that might look cool. Let's try it. Why not? Where's an end? Here we go. I don't even take these apart. I just keep pulling it out so they don't get lost. But that might actually look cute. Let's try to make a bow with two of these. See how hard that's going to be. Because they're little slippery little buggers. Oh, that's not hard at all. Oh, I like that. Yep, well, there you go. That's what our bows are going to be. I like it. Scissors, where are you? I'm burying everything here. Alright, let me trim that off. Whoa, almost cut through the other one. Oh, I think that's really pretty. I like that a lot. So we're going to add a couple of those in there. And that's really squished. Let me cut that piece off. Make another bow here real quick. Some of this is really smashed up. Well, you know what? We don't have to use that piece. There we go. I'm going to lose my bow, aren't I? Where are you? There you go. Just make another bow here. Just a regular little bow, nothing fancy. Where'd you go? I'm kind of making the same size. Oh, that's pretty good. Alright. There we go. We got a couple of bows. We'll add a couple of coins. And then our little thing here. Are you done yet? No. Still not done yet. I could put a piece of paper or something over that too. So I could get it to hold a little quicker here. You'll never see it. Just so I can push down on that and get it connected here quicker. There we go. Hope it's cooled enough. I want to get them on here. Alright, so let's move all that out of the way for now. And then I just want to see, I think between these loops right here might work. Whoa, hang on, buddy. Trying to get him centered here. I'm not quite sure where that's going to be. Alright, let's see. Alright, that should be good right there, and then we can move them around a little bit. And you can cut all these ends off if you want. I just usually just tuck them down. But there's our little... You could even be on a tilt, that would be kind of cute too. Alright, now let's get him back and mesh pulled back out. There we go. So cute. Just something a little fun. All right, and then we're just going to add these flowers. I'm not even going to trim these off. I think they'll stick right down in here. Put one on this corner, or end rather. One on the other end. Is that where we want to be? Yes. Get in there. And then I think I might want these bows right under these carnations, kind of like I did with the other one, like just kind of on an angle here. I think that'll be pretty. But, you know, whatever you have. Or if you prefer, you can wire these onto, you don't have to just use hot glue. But mine aren't going to be outside. These are going to be indoors. But definitely, if you're going to hang them out, especially if the sun hits it, sometimes it'll just really mess with your hot glue and things will start to fall off. It happens. Maybe a couple little coins. You know what? I put this guy on upside down, didn't I? His feet are supposed to be coming out of the top of the pot. How many of you guys were yelling at me? How many? You guys like, Jody, it's upside down. Easy fix. There we go. I just realized he's supposed to be having his feet stick out of the top of that little pot. Okay, that makes more sense than he's running around with a pot on his head. Okay. Oh my. All right. Now I just need a couple coins here. Where do I want to put these coins? I think we need something up in here. Just to add a little something. And then that's it. And then we're just going to hook a pipe cleaner on the back of this, and we will be done with these little guys. These are so much fun. I'm so glad Dollar Tree came out with these little wreath rails. I may add a couple more of these little coins. They look cute on this mesh. Let me stand him up there. Yeah, I'm really glad they started coming out with these because it takes so much less mesh and stuff to decorate it with, and you can just add all whatever you want, florals or the, you know, the mesh, whatever you want to do. You don't have to use mesh at all on these, which is pretty cool. All right, let's add another one down in here. Like a few coins are falling out of his pot there. All right, guys, these are done. I am just going to, as soon as that cools off, I'll show you guys. Well, actually, I'll just show you on the other one there, and then I'm going to do the same thing on this one, because that one should be nice and cool. All I made was a loop out of one of the pipe cleaners, and I just put a really good amount. I hot glued them down first, and then I just went over top of it. Is that not focusing? Over top of it several times with some hot glue, so it's a nice, good hold. And these aren't heavy, so you don't really need too much to hold these little guys up. But I'm going to do that to this one here. I'll hang these up and take a really cute picture here to put at the end without all this other nonsense in the background. And thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed these little projects. I will see you guys all next time. Have a great day, everyone.